In fourth grade, we were sitting in church, and Greg Marsh was sitting behind Marsha Hammerly, and the kids in the youth group said, "Hey, you should marry Marsha Hammerly. Her name would be Marsha Marsh." And Greg said, "Ugh, no thanks." And I said, "Well, I wouldn't marry you anyway." I didn't even like him at the time. In our senior year, Greg went into the service after he was in a trade college for 2 years. So he went to Germany. When he was in Germany, I wrote to him and talked with him, and when he came home, then we dated, and then we got engaged and got married. You know, I mean, I saw people around me that had their own business and were making a lot of money, and I thought, well, I'm just sitting in a job that I make this much per hour, and I would like to be able to make more money. And that's when Greg, my husband, and my pastor and other people said, "Why don't you sell real estate? You showed us a house when we moved into town. You showed us where to live, you know, how to find a property, and why don't you get your license?" So then I did. I took my test, and when I passed, I was ecstatic. And, you know, my employer said, "Are you going to quit?" And I said, "No, I can do both." At the time, I could. And then as I got more busy, I felt like I needed to quit that job and go full-time into real estate, which is when I made the switch.
I got licensed in 2000, became an official realtor in the Erie County, or in the Erie Board of Realtors, and started to work part-time with my mom, still continued to work at UPS. About 2005, my mom got very busy. I became more busy in real estate, and it was one of those tipping points where you decide, okay, you got to go all in to real estate, or are you going to continue to be part-time and work that way?
Marsha and I were content doing what we were doing. I mean, I retired, and she was just working for another broker, and Laban and Levi got involved then and said, "Hey, there's no way we're going to keep giving away so much money to the broker." So once they got involved, we could see that Laban was kind of the leader as far as the dreamer. And Levi, he just knew a ton of people.
We had a conversation one day, the three of us as well as my dad, and we decided, hey, let's make a run at doing this on our own. So that's basically how we got to where we are today. Is as a family, we decided we wanted to provide different services and a different level of service, and the only way to do that was to start your own program.
I think the best part about real estate, and I think because I watched my mother, who, a woman in business, you hear of the glass ceiling, and she broke right through it, and I think that was the key for me, was that there were no limits if you didn't put limits to yourself, right? Just looking at how I knew my personality and my traits, along with Levi and my mother, would make a fantastic team.
So in 2010, I ended up getting my license, and in November, I started selling for Marsha Marsh and with my brothers. Then in 2016, I realized that this is really what I want to do full-time.
I think the dynamic of what we do as a family is, and we kind of joke about it when people say, "How do you not kill each other?" Well, Lucas, Laban, Levi, my husband Greg will sit down at the meeting and say, "Okay, we start with prayer, we end with prayer," and Lamech is the fourth son, and he's a minister. So if we really get into bad shape, Lamech would pray for us.
We get along, everybody covers for everybody else, and I'm the gopher. They understand that I'm always available. I'm busy behind the scenes, and they're out front, and that's the way I like it. Every day I wear a Marsha Marsh shirt, every day of my life. Sunday after church, I come home, put on my Marsha Marsh. So we'll be eating at a restaurant or something, they'll say, "Oh, do you know Marsha Marsh, or do you work for Marsha Marsh?" Every once in a while I'll say, "You know what? I own Marsha Marsh."
Yeah, there's challenges that go with, along with any business, and family businesses have theirs as well. But with any challenge that arises, we usually are able to take a step back, and usually that's when my dad gets involved and kind of will be the voice of reason and help us communicate better with each other. We each know our roles, and we really do kind of continue on our own path, working together, for the same goal.
But it goes back to that level of respect that they know that I've got their back, they've got my back in whatever aspect or challenge that we're going through.
Well, the family dynamic, it's great. I mean, you're looking at 4 totally different personalities out of 5. Oh, I knew it was gonna work. I knew it was gonna work. With my brother Laban, my brother Levi involved, my mom's dedication, and my dad's organization, I knew it was gonna work.
The most important thing, it was with my mother as well. She was on the Salvation Army board, I'm on the City Mission board. We wanna help the community, and we think by staying as a boutique company, it allows us to do our own thing. We're not having someone in corporate say, oh, we don't really wanna do that. We can do whatever we wanna do as a family, whatever we vote works for us.
It's just been so exciting to be a part of it, and to have the role that I have. It's not out there, and Levi and I both knew that, naming the business Marsha Marsh. It really is all about her, though, and serving the way she has served others. And so I'm thankful that she's out there running and gunning, but we also know that those days are numbered, and so we have to be prepared for that to continue on and to continue that legacy that my mother, has created, and just to serve others each day.
So we can choose where we direct our money to the programs that really need it the most. And that's one of the benefits of owning your own company, is that you do get to choose where you spend your money locally.
And it's kind of cliche when you say, oh, you're changing people's lives. But when I first started, I was working with first-time home buyers. I mean, these guys are, just buying their first home. They're so excited. I mean, this is the biggest decision financially that somebody might make in their life, and you're really hand-holding them through that decision.
I think that's what I'm most proud of is everything else we saw as far as models for brokerages and real estate was make money, make money, make money. And honestly, we sit at the table and we're doing very well. We're all comfortable, and our grandkids have a bright future. We've got college funds and that type of thing. So financially, we don't need anything.
People oftentimes say, we see your signs everywhere. So we've had a lot of fun. It's been a great business for our family, and I hope and trust it was a great business for the community as well.